Yo, this is Chris Blair. I'm back at my usual family restaurant here for breakfast. It is 9:36 a.m. here in Japan. And I'm going to wait for the crowd to gather. I'm just going to do a little bit of maybe a 10-15 minute live stream here about Facebook ads. We're going to talk about different things. Why results fluctuate, tracking trends, and also holidays. And I'm also, this is about Facebook ads, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys pop in questions into the chat there as well. If you have questions you want to ask, you can ask me anything regarding Facebook ads. You can ask me anything regarding ecom. I'll do my best to answer. I think we can give it, about 10-15 minutes to this. Okay, so let's see who else we got. We got here. We got Scott on, we got Adrian on, beautiful. Okay, some other people gathering on here. It takes a little bit of time for the audience to gather, so I'll just wait a little bit. Let me repeat one more time what we're talking about. So first I'm going to talk about Facebook ads, why results fluctuate. People always say, well, why, today was bad and yesterday was great, or yesterday was great, today's suddenly bad, and I made no change, I did nothing different. Why does that happen? It seems I'm getting a weird color of the screen. I'm just going to push on there and now it's back. Okay, we're talking about that. We're talking about something that I call trend tracking, which is a cool technique that will save you a lot of losses, or actually make you money. Okay. And then I also want to talk about the holiday seasons and things related to the holidays. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about why results fluctuated. Okay, so first of all, why is it that you can have great sales today, bad sales tomorrow, and then good sales the next day, and bad sales the next day, and you've done no changes to your ads? Well, one thing you got to keep in mind is you're not living in a vacuum. Okay, you're not the only one advertising to those particular group of people, right? See, Facebook runs on an auction system, okay, and some people, some audiences, on any given day could suddenly have a spike in people targeting that particular audience. I don't know why the color is so weird. Anyway, this looks like the color of the screen is kind of weird, but I'm just going to push on anyway. So, on any given day, you could literally have a huge increase in competition for that keyword that you're targeting, or that interest you're targeting. And then on any given day, it could be lower, right? So, that alone will affect the results, right? So, that's something that's beyond your control, okay? And that's also another reason why, for example, on this last week, if you're advertising a certain product to, I don't know, let's just throw any audience, I don't know, photographer, right? This is just a random audience I chose out of the hat. But then the following week, you take a winning product and you target a photographer, and you get bad results. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, why did photographer work on this product and not work on that product? Well, two things potentially happening here. Number one is the product you did last week may appeal to that audience, where the one that you're targeting now doesn't appeal. Okay, that's another possibility. The other possibility is that the competition for that particular keyword photographer is a lot harsher this week. Yeah, I know the lighting's kind of strange. I don't know why. But anyway, so it's a lot harsher that particular week. So it's just can be reality. Okay, so there's a couple of things going on. Number one, there is the reaction to the particular product that you're advertising. Okay. Number two, there's a competition at any given time, which can vary a lot. Okay. But I'm going to suggest a solution to this here in a second here. Number three is this: just the general timing. You could be bad. I mean, you could, suddenly people get distracted. Depending on your niche, right? There's, people fluctuate on their time online, right? Sometimes they may be online this particular week, and this week for some reason they're not, right? So there's just a natural fluctuation of people in and out in that given interest. So those are the three factors, right? Those are beyond your control. But there is a solution to this, okay? And that is this, all right? See, Facebook runs on an auction system, and they also like fresh content. Facebook loves fresh content. The reason why they love fresh content is because they need to keep their users engaged, and so showing the same thing over and over and over and over again, then they don't like that. So what you want to do here is a couple of things you can. Number one is you just need to constantly, even if it's for the same post, you need to be constantly, every, at least 2 or 3 days, adding new ad sets to that post, adding new ad sets to that post, adding new ad sets, so that you have fresh new ad sets going into the auction. Okay, Facebook pushes those and tests those first. That's just the way they work. Now, if they don't work very well, they'll push them to the back of the auction, but they will test out new ad sets into the auction first. They prioritize new ad sets. That's the way it works. Fresh new posts. I do this all the time on winning products, guys. Now people say, well, wait a minute, you're giving up the social proof you built up on that one previous post for that product. Yes, it's true, but Facebook loves new content, so I post a new, and guys, if you have a good winning product and you know it's a proven winner, on the new post, the social proof will build up on that just as fast, or even faster in some cases. So new posts, new ad sets. It needs to be a constant flow, guys. That's the thing to be able to compete with Facebook. That's the thing. You need a constant flow. Okay. Another thing to talk about here is trends. Okay. Now, not all niches have trends. Yes, I've been in this game now this is my 6th year in the physical product game, and I've worked many different niches, and not all niches have trends. Right? Some do, some don't. I've worked with coaching students who face trends and some don't, but most niches do have some sort of trend. So, like, for example, I used to notice some of my niches the weekends were better than the weekdays, or vice versa, or certain days of the week are bad. And actually, what's really weird is in my current niche, right, I've discovered, I'm not going to say the days because I don't want to help with my competition, but there are 2 days back to back, every week since my store has opened, sales have gone down. That is incredibly valuable information, because that means I know not to scale the day before. For example, at the end of the day, I know the next 2 days will be bad. I don't scale my ads. In fact, I cut the fat. I go through and I analyze my ads, and I cut the ones that are not working, and I just ride out those 2 days with no changes whatsoever to my ads. And that has greatly reduced my overall profitability, because I'm not scaling before those bad days, and it allows me to basically consolidate and just ride out the bad 2 days. Okay? Now, if you can go, I would suggest you go into your dashboard on your Shopify store and go back week by week and see if you can find some trends. If you can find trends, that's incredibly valuable information to reduce your risk. You don't scale during bad times. Okay? So that's another idea. The third idea I want to talk about before I open up the questions today is that holidays. Okay? Now, holidays, that varies. Some people do well during holidays, some do not. But I found in general, in most of the niches that I've seen, right before a holiday weekend, right, a 3 or 4 day weekend, and right after the holiday weekend, sales just drop drastically. Like, for example, Easter's coming, right? I'm not going to be scaling my ads. In fact, I'm just going to be consolidating and letting them ride. The reason being, I think there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, people are not as online as much during holidays. They're with family, they're with friends, or whatever. Number two, they're spending money on stuff to enjoy dinner or drinks or taking the kids to amusement park or whatever. They're spending money on stuff unrelated to shopping online. They're spending money on enjoying their life, okay? Now, you got to understand here, guys, most people, unless you're in a rare niche, most of our consumers that we're marketing to live paycheck to paycheck, okay? They don't have a lot of disposable income, okay? So if there's a holiday there, right, they're going to spend their money on going to a good restaurant, taking the kids to amusement park, taking the kids to a movie, anything but shopping online. So even if they like your stuff, they're not going to buy. So that's why during holidays, sales tend to go down. Now, again, there are exceptions. I've actually seen an exception. I know one guy who's got an exception. His niche is special for a certain reason. I'm not going to say what his niche is. But okay, so I'm not going to say this is uniform to all niches. It's not. But I would say in a good number of niches. So go back and take a look at your previous holidays. Go out, look at the calendar. Look over the last year. Go back and look at your store and look at the holiday seasons, the few days, a couple days before and the couple days after, and see if you can recognize this trend. Because if you have that trend, don't scale your ads right now. I'm not scaling my ads. The next few days, I'm not scaling. In fact, I'm consolidating. Okay. All right. So that was some random thoughts, guys. People are getting, the feedback on my beta course has been amazing. People are getting results. I open up everything. I did a 90-minute webinar on products development, 90-minute webinar on site optimization to get your site converting really well. Email marketing, we run an email marketing expert. I've opened up my ads. There's tons of, there's like some now 15 short videos. There's more coming. This has been an amazing course, and this is getting better and better and better. Next week, I'm bringing an SEO expert, right? Guys, this is not going to be some cursory video on like 10 minutes you should do an SEO. This guy's going to come in and do a 90-minute full-on SEO and get you guys rolling in SEO. If you want access to this course, by the way, if you don't know how important SEO is, guys, what happens if you turn your ads off tomorrow? You make no money, right? If you have some SEO on your site, you can make money organically, okay? And also increases the whole value of the site in general, right? So SEO is coming next week. If you want in on this beta course, private message me. You can get in for less than 50% of the full price, which will be $2,500 when it launches. All right, so private message if you want to be in on the beta course as a beta member before it's done. We have 3 or 4 more weeks before it's completed. In the meantime, I can wait here, see if there's any questions. Any questions at all, guys? Scott, Adrian, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry, man. Sorry, buddy. Makasivin. That's. I really don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry about that. Yes, we're live. We got Pradiata, great, and we got Rajir, awesome. Okay, it looks like there's no questions, so we're just gonna, go ahead and cancel this video for now, and we'll see you in the next one.